So recently I finally got a record player, and already I spent way too much money on it, but that's okay because it's typically playing something like almost all day whenever I'm in my room, unless I'm filming or doing something, there is a record going. And today I'm going to show you my record collection. Here's a little preview of, so I've spent quite a bit of money. I got the actual record player on Record Store Day, so that was only a few weeks ago, and I will put all kind of like the details on the stuff in the comments so you can see what it is, and I'll put some pictures up right now just so you can see what it looks like and how it works. It's very, very good. The only thing I did end up buying is that actual record player, so the receiver and the speakers were from way before from my dad. But anyway, let's get into it. I just have this in, I think, alphabetical order. It's just like very loosely organized, but I do want to preface this by saying I do have Under Great White Northern Lights coming in the mail, and I also have ordered the Downward Spiral and Pretty Hate Machine. Again, I have no idea when those are coming in because I ordered it through one of my town's like record stores, so they don't really know when it's coming in. But anyway, let's start it off with one you all know. This is Let It Be by the Beatles. This is actually right now the only Beatles album I own, but it's amazing. This is like the 2021 mixes, so the newest ones. It sounds amazing. I've listened to it like twice already. This album has really grown on me. I think ever since I saw Get Back, like the whole series, this album really is one of their best. I love this album cover. It's just so cool. And then the back. The one thing I will say with this is that it only does come with the thing. Normally I like when they add like a little slip with like the lyrics or stuff, and especially with such an important album. I'm surprised they didn't, but it's really about the music and the songs. Anyway, so that's the first one I own. I will definitely be getting probably all the Beatles albums soon. Next up, we have my favorite solo artist of all time. I right now have two of his albums. First up, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and The Spiders from Mars. This is one of the like the day one kind of things when I got the record player. This is one of them. You can see I love this album down there. It's just incredible. I just finished listening to it again like 10 minutes ago. I think I've listened to it like 3 to 5 times probably since I originally got it, and I've listened to the album a ton. It is probably my favorite Bowie album. It's really hard to pick, but I love this back art as well. I really love this art as well. It just goes so well with the front cover, the way they mix. And one of my favorite things is that it says to be played at maximum volume, and trust me, I do. I bet the neighbors love that, but most of the time my window's shut. And then my other Bowie album has a very cool texture. Oh, you could see it there. This is Low. This is my favorite from the Berlin trilogy. Obviously, this is probably a top 3 Bowie album as well, if not top 5 for sure. And what I really love about this one, I don't think you'll be able to see it. Let's see. No, you won't. But the actual vinyl is orange as well, because it's really cool because it's very simplistic as well. And this album, of course, is like half singing. It has some of my favorites, like half vocals and stuff like that. And then side B is almost all instrumental. So this is like a perfect example of what you need vinyl for, and like big speakers. And it just sounds amazing. I will never get sick of that album. And then we go into a band that I really only got into in the past few months, but already they're in my top 10 of all time. I can thank my dad for getting me into them. This is, I think, so far the only picture disc I own. This is The Cure's Pornography. I don't know if I can say that. I know that's why I kind of paused. It's really nice. Again, it's kind of like my thing with the Let It Be is that it just says that it doesn't have any of the lyrics, but that's okay. I've listened to this album so many times. This is my second favorite Cure album. You'll see what my favorite one is right after this, and this is another example of just awesome. And people always I see complain about picture discs, but so far I haven't found any issues with them. Again, I'm very new to the whole game, but it's quite amazing. I love this album art. And also on the back, they have this, and this is like the B-side of it. So seeing this spin is very interesting, and 100 Years is one of my favorite songs of all time. And then next up, probably my favorite of the ones I have, not my favorite album of the ones I have, but a top 10 favorite album. This is The Cure's Disintegration. There's another one that I got when I got the record player. This is the second one of the 3 or 4. Did I get 4? Oh, I did get 4. Oops. What's really cool about this one is because the album is so long, you have some cool stuff there, but it opens up like this, and you get this awesome picture of them, Robert Smith and the rest of them here. Again, this is a top top 10 album of all time for me, so I'm so glad I have it. It's just like so atmospheric. It's really like the perfect culmination of everything The Cure was before, all in one. And then we have the only Metallica album I own so far, but this is one of my favorites. It's the Black Album. Obviously, I think this is the other one of the other ones that I got when I first got it, because yes, I spent a lot of money when I ended up getting this. I love this album. This one's easily like the most accessible Metallica album. Master of Puppets is still my favorite, and Ride the Lightning is number 2, but this would be number 3, I think, so I've already listened to this a bunch. But the bass and the drums just sound so good here. Of course, these are like my favorite, it's like my favorite recorded drums, like sounding drums of all time, and it sounds so good, and the bass is so massive, and of course the guitars are awesome, and it has some of their best songs. I know people like to hate on it, but it really is awesome. And then we have, this is one of the newest ones I've got. Apparently this one's pretty rare as well, but I've listened to this twice already. I got it a few days ago. This is Tool live at Lollapalooza in Texas, Dallas, broadcast 1993. Now this is a pretty big performance for them. Here is the set list. One of my favorite things on it is that it has Opiate, which is my favorite Tool song, with Lane Staley, one of my favorite singers ever, and it has this really funny interview that if you're a Tool fan, you've probably seen, where he talks about that like fake book. But again, this one's just really cool. It opens up like this, and it just has those cool pictures, and just kind of, you know, it has a little description there. You can pause it if you need to, hopefully. And also the vinyl is clear. I can't really show you, but it's a clear vinyl, so those are always cool. I know that the black vinyl is always the best sounding, but it's really cool. Now this is the last one I got. I feel weird saying that, but like last one I got the day I bought the record player. This is my favorite album of the year. You guys already know what it is. I think I've listened to it over 10, probably around 15 times by now through my computer, especially with the vinyl. This is, of course, Fear of the Dawn. Did I forget it for a second? Yes, I did, and I almost called it Taking Me Back, but I love this album so much. It's my favorite solo Jack White album, and it's just phenomenal. Like, even with that whole middle section of it being a little bit weird, not as good as the rest is just phenomenal. And actually, because of this, I actually think that because of owning the physical vinyl, it's gotten me better at learning stuff by ear, because I've learned almost the entire thing of The White Raven, my favorite song from the album, by ear, and I haven't really done that before. Actually, besides a few songs on low, I did that for. So, and it's only when I'm listening to it on vinyl that I really kind of hear it, so I don't really know what it is. This one also is awesome. I wonder if you'll be able to see it, because, yeah, you can kind of see it here. The color of the vinyl is like this white and blue, kind of black. It's basically the colors up here, but kind of splattered along there, and of course it's Jack White, so it's gonna sound amazing. And then finally is probably my fourth favorite album of all time, White Blood Cells, my favorite White Stripes album, and probably the album I've listened to the most in my entire life. I was gonna mention the fact that I ordered Great White Northern Lights during this, but I was like, I'll just say it then. And the reason I haven't got the other ones is because the ones in town like sell the White Stripe stuff for quite an expensive price, besides the first 2 albums, which I do want to get very soon. I assume by the end of the summer I'll own all their albums, because you guys know how much I love them. And actually, here's a little thing that some of you would have seen before. These are just my singles that I own so far, and yes, they're all by the White Stripes. These ones I got before I actually had the record player, because they were $7, and when we went to Third Man, I have a video about that. I got these because I was like, I'm not going to buy a full album, because I didn't know I was going to get a record player yet. But first up is Let's Shake Hands. Now this is like the first one they released, so of course I had to get it, and it's great. And I finally did listen to the cover of Look Me Over Closely, and it sounds awesome. And then next up, we'll do Fell in Love with a Girl. This is probably the best one of the singles I own, just because on the back it's also I Don't Know What to Do with myself, or I Just Don't Know What to Do with Myself. Really, really great. Cover's cool. And then probably my favorite White Stripes song is Dead Leaves in the Dirty Ground. If not, it's probably their best song. And then on the back is Stop Breaking Down, live at the BBC Studios Media, whatever, but you know, it's a song from the first album, but live it sounds really cool. I've listened to them. I finally found that I have a 7-inch adapter that came in my Once Upon a Time in Hollywood like special edition, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, those are my records. These are the singles, and then of course this massive stack here so far are my records. I've spent a lot of money on it, and you know what, I'm gonna keep doing it because I guess I love it. I love these albums. The reason I get them is because I really will only get them if I love them, and I got the Tool one because there was no other Tool there, and I'd seen clips from there and it sounded really great, and they're all just amazing albums. If you haven't checked them out, you definitely should, and tell me the most rare vinyl, your favorite one, and just like your coolest vinyl experience in the comments down below. And thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time. Over and out.